And legally.
Welcome to our January 22nd, 19 meeting. Consideration around you, please turn off your cell phone and other electronic devices. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Shu,
Here.
Mr. Fitzgerald,
Here.
Mrs. Donato, Mrs. Jenkins, Mr. Augustine,
Here.
Mr. Coder,
Present.
Mr. Pat.
Here.
I would like to excuse Lori Donato from tonight's meeting. We'll see if Katie shows.
Probably looking for a parking spot.
Exactly.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye. Against? Ayes carry. And I think Katie's going to be here, so she didn't say she wasn't. Tonight, can I have a motion to approve the agenda? All in favor?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carry. Invocation will be given by Tom Fitzgerald, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Almighty and gracious God, we thank you for the freedom in which we live in this nation. As we gather tonight to conduct the business of this city, we pray for your guidance that our words and deeds will be worthy of this freedom and of benefit to all our citizens. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can I get a motion to accept the minutes from our regular meeting at 1/7/18 and our work session from 1/7/19?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes from regular meeting 1/7/19 and work session 1/7/19.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carry. Tonight, fire department swearing in, with Fire Chief Thomas Hall and firefighter Joseph Eckhart. Please come up.
Repeat after me. I, Thomas C. Hummel,
I, Thomas C. Holman,
being duly sworn,
being duly sworn,
hereby accept the position
hereby accept the position
as Chief of Fire
as Chief of Fire
in the Division of
in
Fire,
the Division of Fire,
Department of Public Safety
Department of Public Safety,
in the City of Painesville, Ohio,
in the City of Painesville, Ohio,
and further promise that I will support
and further promise that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully and honestly
and that I will faithfully and honestly
perform the duties of
perform the duties of
Chief of Fire
Chief of Fire
required of me
required of me
by proper authority,
by proper authority,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Chief Hummel.
Thank you.
Congratulations on behalf of There you go.
If you could repeat after me. I, Joseph A. Eckert,
I, Joseph A. Eckert,
being duly sworn,
being duly sworn,
hereby accept the position
hereby accept the position
as firefighter
as
in
firefighter
the Division of Fire,
in the Division of Fire,
Department of Public Safety
Department of Public Safety,
in the City of Painesville, Ohio,
in the City of Painesville, Ohio,
and further promise
and further promise
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and honestly
and honestly
perform the duties of firefighter
perform the duties of firefighter
required of me
required of me
by proper authority,
by proper authority,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Tonight we have our fire department awards. Chief Hummel, please.
Thank you. If I can call up Lieutenant Amanda Carduck, firefighter Tom Kaninsky, firefighter Justin Cabranich, firefighter Tish Cooper, firefighter Brennan Carden, and firefighter Joe Eckhart. Always working on that, I'll go ahead and get started. I won't take up your whole night. On November 22nd, 2018, the night before Thanksgiving, this shift of firefighters was trying to get a little bit of sleep on a 14-run day that they had. When at 3:53 in the morning, they were called to 481 Longview Avenue for a reported person having a seizure. The squad crew was firefighters Justin Cabranich, Brennan Carden, and Joe Eckert. They responded to this scene. When they arrived, they found several adults acting very strangely and one unconscious on the floor that was reported to have seizure. They didn't think something was right. People were acting pretty funny, like they had altered mental status. They removed the unconscious victim, got her to the squad, started treating her, called for police assistance because things just didn't seem right at the house. When the police arrived, they went back in to talk to the residents, found them all unconscious in the residence. At this time, they also noticed that there was a gasoline generator running in the basement of the house, powering the house, and that they were apparently all overcome by carbon monoxide. So they started to drag people out of the house, called down for Lieutenant Carduck and the rest of the shift to come down with a fire engine and a gas meter. And they found a total of 5 victims, 4 adults and a child, and 3 dogs, which were all rescued, brought out to the front yard and started to be treated. We called mutual aid squads from Painesville Township, Fairport Harbor, and Grand River Fire Departments. They all arrived and helped us transport these 5 victims to the hospital. 2 of them had to go down to, I think, St. Vincent's and spend a little time in hyperbaric chamber, but they all recovered completely with no ill effects. Our crews found carbon monoxide readings of over 550 parts per million in the house. So we were mere minutes away from being some fatalities here in this instance. We have developed an award of exemplary service for things just like this, events like this. And I won't read this because I pretty much just summarized it for you, but this is an award that the exemplary service ribbon may be awarded for actions performed in an emergency scene where such actions were performed with a calculated risk to the personnel involved, and said actions provided a positive outcome for other responders or members of the community. The ribbon may also be awarded for service above and beyond the call of duty when providing non-emergency assistance to members of the community. These firefighters certainly went above and beyond the call. They did not have completely proper PPE with them when they first arrived. They did expose themselves to carbon monoxide to make rescues. Once the fire engine got there, they were able to put their SCD on, finish up, and then check the house thoroughly. They all did a fantastic job, and because of that, 5 members of our community are alive and well today. And I would like to thank them all for their service. And I have award presentations for them, and also I have ribbons with having doing that. We'll get them out to them for that. Thank you. Well, give it.
working on your slides. I was almost late.
It's a good excuse.
I'm getting close. I'm getting real close. I figured it'd be about 2 weeks.
Okay, yeah.
About a week. So I have another week. I'll probably beat it and call you in a couple days. A couple things revealing, you know, a couple interesting things.
Oh, yeah. Look forward to it, for sure. Any updates on that?
Oh, that other thing?
Yeah.
They tell me they were planning on it for Thursday. It might be Thursday or Friday. We're thinking
Of this week?
either one. I'll call you. I'll tell you.
Thanks.
Their supervisor knows too. I want to let you know first. We'll give you a little edge.
Yeah.
We'll give you a couple hours. One newscast.
Sounds good. I like that.
It'll be big. It'll be a big story.
So public comment from visitors. We will now recognize visitors. Please raise your hand if you wish to speak when called upon. Please use the podium, clearly state your name and address to the microphone, and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Any dialogue must be conducted through me as president of council, although your comments or questions can be addressed to the council or administration or both. See none. We'll move into our committee reports. We will now have a committee report from the JED.
The JED meeting. So the second Tuesday, last Friday, thank you. We were required by statute to have our board officers, and Jim O'Leary had stepped down in December as our chair of the board, and he took Chris Galloway's, which had turned out, seat, and so he is now a member of the board. Chris Galloway was appointed chairman and approved as chair. Richard Frenchie was re-elected to serve as the vice chair. Jim O'Leary was elected to serve as the treasurer, and I was re-elected to serve as the secretary. The JED ended with a positive balance of $86,951, with the city of Painesville receiving approximately $226,500 in distributions through November 18th, 2018. And these numbers were up by about 5%. We were looking at maybe redoing the website for the JED, but we decided not to do that, and we're going to put that back on hold. We passed some marketing incentives for Quail developers. Rita McMahon, who is the administrator, said that there are some bylaws that she'd like to have us look at, so she produced looking for some recommendations. We established a committee to review the bylaws. Jim O'Leary and Doug Lewis volunteered to sit on this committee, and then we set the dates for the JED board for the rest of the year. We are required to meet at least once a quarter. If we need other meetings, we will have them. And these dates are posted on the board in front of the utilities department for here in Painesville. That's it for the JED.
Any questions or comments from council? No? All right, we have also from our Citizen Safety Committee, a report.
Yes, Katie was not able to attend that evening, so but Nick and I were there. And we had some discussions with the fire department and the police department. The fire department, over the last several years, there has been some concerns of response time and also personnel. And one of the things that has happened since the hospital moved to Tri-Point is that it takes longer for our ambulances and our personnel to get to and from. And with as busy as our fire station is, there's a concern there. So the safety committee asked the fire chief to go back and take a look at numbers, personnel, equipment, and so forth, and then maybe come back with a recommendation. We're meeting again in March and having further discussions on that. And again, it's definitely a safety issue with the number of runs that we make, and there are times when both of our units are engaged in activities, and if a third one comes in, that's a real problem, especially with, mutual aid covers a lot, but you never know when that mutual aid is not going to be available because the surrounding communities are going to be engaged in a call as well. There was a second part of the meeting that had to do with the police department, and over the last several years, there had been some talk, concerns about equipment and some other things that the police department doesn't currently have or needs to upgrade. And working with our financial person, Andy Unetic, the chief was going to go back and have some conversations with Andy and see what it might take in order for us to purchase some new equipment, stay current, and also up to date with, we all know that cars have always been a concern or a problem, and then technology today, as quickly as it's turning over, that's also a concern as well. Nick, was there anything that you wanted to add that I missed, or you're pretty good to go? Okay.
That's it, yeah.
The third part was some of the members of our committee, and we don't meet that often, but they haven't been able to attend the last couple of meetings. So we were, council members were wondering about maybe looking at the attendance of some of the citizens that are on the committee and reaching out to them and see if they still have an interest in being on it. And if they do not, then we need to have citizens that, everybody has busy schedules, but citizens that are able to attend these meetings because their input is extremely important. So if it's okay with council, we would like to send something out to these individuals to see if they're still interested. And if not, then we would like to advertise the positions and see if we can get some other people that are interested.
I think that's a good idea. Our clerk
Send out just an email or phone call to the members. If you need me to follow up, I can.
Okay. All right, we can do that.
And I'd also like to state that I've been talking to the lake train. I was told them it's a good idea if they put a stop up at the Tri-Point so that we don't have a resident try to take one of the ambulances back to Painesville. But it's been an ongoing battle for the last 5 years of if they think it's important not to have a lake train stop at Tri-Point, which I think most of the residents in Painesville feel that it is important. I'd like to move into, thank you for the report, and I'd like to move into legislation. If you wish to comment on legislation, you must request to do so. This time, those who make such a request will be called upon after the reading. Any dialogue must be conducted through me as president of council, although your comments or questions be addressed to the council, the administration, or both. When called upon, please use the podium and clearly state your name and address into the microphone, and limit your comments to 3 minutes. So, resolution number 1, resolution number 2, ordinance number 3, ordinance number 4, ordinance number 5. On our resolutions or ordinances, since we only have 5 people here, we can't suspend the rules, correct?
All 5 of you agree that yes, you can.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, so I saw no hands. We'll move into resolution number 1, and this is declaring an emergency. So, can you Resolution number 1.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to advertise for bids and enter into a contract with the lowest and best bidder, including any and all ensuing change orders for the purchase of self-contained breathing apparatus and ancillary equipment and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. The purpose of the legislation is to complete the FEMA's Assistance of Firefighters grant that we received as a part of the regional grant with Painesville Township, Fairport Harbor, and Mineral Lake Fire Departments. We received a grant for a little under $600,000 to purchase new air packs. Air packs are not on part of the state bid process, so we have to go out for bid, advertise for bids, and accept bids and then take the lowest one, or the lowest and best one, as the legislation says. We are all, everybody has their 10% match for the grant ready. We're all ready to go to make the purchase, and we just need to get this legislation through so we can go ahead and get our bids out and award the bid for this purchase.
Can I get a
Move to suspend.
second? All right, I need to have a roll call on, we all need to accept that, to suspend the rules before we can. For instance, that's correct, I'm sorry.
Take a roll call.
Okay. Mr. Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Mr. Augustine,
Yes.
Mr. Fodor,
Yes.
Mrs. Shu,
Yes.
Mr. Hack,
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. Augustine,
Yes.
Mr. Fodor,
Yes.
Mrs. Shu,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Mr. Hack,
Yes. Resolution number 1 passed.
Thank you.
Resolution number 2, first reading, and also declaring an emergency.
a resolution authorizing and directing the city manager to enter into a contract with the Ohio Department of Transportation for the purchase of sodium chloride and declaring an emergency.
Yes, this piece of legislation is annual legislation that's brought to the council that allows the city of Painesville to cooperatively go out to bid with the Ohio Department of Transportation for the purchase of road salt.
Does this need to go through readings?
Yes. No.
You can. You can go through.
You can.
Yes.
Would it be better if it was passed on the first? I mean, would it give you more leverage on bidding? No? Okay.
All right, this is the first reading. Ordinance number 3, third reading.
An ordinance amending sections 167.09, 167.11, 167.12, 167.141, 167.39, 167.41, 167.45, and 167.481 of the Painesville Code of 1998 relating to the classification and compensation plan and declaring an emergency.
Okay, this is the third reading. It's to raise council's annual wages. It'll take the council president's salary from $7,000 to $8,000, and it'll take the council member's annual salary from $6,000 to $7,000. This won't go into effect till January 1, 2020. Also in this legislation, it's going to take down the clerk of court's hourly number of hours he works each week from 40 hours to 32 hours.
Questions or comments?
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. Fodor,
Yes.
Mrs. Shu,
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald,
Yes.
Mr. Augustine,
Yes.
Mr. Hack,
Yes. Resolution, or ordinance number 3 passed. Ordinance number 4, first reading.
an ordinance amending section 167.07 relating to the classification and compensation plan and declaring an emergency.
Okay, that's nice. Good evening, everybody. This legislation we're asking for is kind of a neat deal because it represents a modernization and changing around the department to increase effectiveness and efficiency, I believe. It's on the one hand, we have the utilities technician where He's, person will be getting into more of our, we're getting deeper and deeper into SCADA and relaying and modernization down at the plant, and also tying in IT and some computer stuff with the other different departments. We're looking at getting into sharing SCADA capabilities with the water pollution control, water treatment, and with us to save money. And we have this position to oversee all that. The other one is the meter inventory technician. With the onset of the newer meters, we need a position. Right now it's meter repair, which reflects back when we had the electromechanicals. And with the newer metering, with the digital and the solid state, we need someone to take a step up. And we have people that have gone to metering school, and we also have being part at one point of being a lineman. He also is well aware of what the inventory and equipment that's needed and the ordering process. So it's a nice step up. It creates some efficiencies and effectiveness in the department. So I bring the legislation to you today.
Would you like to have this out sooner, or is it?
If we could do it tonight, that would be great, because then I'll just turn around tomorrow, put a request, we'll post, and we'll get these people in position.
And real quick, if I may, this was already included in the 2019 budget.
Yes. Thank you.
How many people will actually be in each one of the positions?
Right now, it's just one person.
Just one person in each?
Yep.
Any other questions? Any motion?
Move to suspend.
Second.
Mr. Augustine?
Yes.
Mr. Fodor?
Yes.
Mrs. Shu?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mrs. Shu?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mr. Augustine?
Yes.
Mr. Fodor?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes. Ordinance number 4 passed. Ordinance
Thank you.
number 5.
Thank you.
First reading.
City of Paintsville income tax ordinance effective January 1st, 2018, chapter number 192.
Okay, in 2018, the state of Ohio passed House Bill 49, which allows businesses to have their net profits collected through the state instead of going through the regional income tax agency. Unfortunately, the city does not have any choice over this. If the business wants to go to the state, they file with the state and do it. The regional income tax agency has reviewed this legislation and recommending that all of the RETA entities pass this legislation. We're requesting that this is passed with the suspension of the rules.
Questions or comments?
What is the purpose of this?
So it puts us in line with the state's legislation for income tax collections with House Bill 49. So House Bill 49, again, if you have a business and you have net profits, you can have the state collect them and oversee them instead of the regional income tax agency. And this just puts us in line with the state legislation.
Okay, gotcha, thanks.
Thank you.
And the state's legislation is going to supersede whatever we do anyways, but RETA is recommending that all of their entities pass this legislation.
Move to suspend.
Second.
Mr. Augustine?
Yes.
Mr. Fodor?
Yes.
Mrs. Shu?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Mr. Fodor?
Yes.
Mrs. Shu?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mr. Augustine?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes. Ordinance number 5 passed.
Thank you.
We have no unfinished business. New business, we have a John F. Clare board nomination.
I'm going to move down by Tom, and we're going to tag team this, because Katie was supposed to do it. All right, so I'll talk a little bit about the John F. Clare Award, and then I'll let Tom talk about the nomination from the Economic Development Committee. So in honor of past Councilman John F. Clare, the City Council would like to once demonstrated the ability to balance business and community service, substantially contributes time and energy to the growth of the community, and contributes to the image and growth of the city through their investment and through their volunteerism. The award is named for John F. Clare, who was a former councilman. John was truly a community leader and a visionary who believed that the city of Painesville was and could be much more. John delighted in setting big goals and in turn accomplishing them. It was his never take no for an answer attitude that helped with retention and expansion of our business community. It was John Clare's leadership, vision, novel approach, and commitment to growth in the city of Painesville that has inspired the John F. Clare Economic Development Board.
This year's award nomination is for the local tavern and owner Tim Roush. He's been innovative at his approach to utilize his restaurant to offer the community a venue for both evening and morning dining. A unique destination that houses two different businesses, the Painesville Biscuit and Sausage Company during the breakfast hour and the local tavern fish bar in the evening hours. The restaurant is an asset to our city, offering a variety of menu items aimed at becoming a destination for the area workforce at lunchtime, millennials, empty nesters, and college students and their families alike. I would like to nominate the local tavern and Tim Roush for the John Clare Award this year. Thank you. Thank you, Monica.
I second that.
Mrs. Shu?
Yes?
Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mr. Augustine?
Yes.
Mr. Fodor?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes. Congratulations, Mr. Roush.
And we did get the awards, so next meeting will be an actual ceremony. We'll invite him and council to the award.
Will Jan be there by any chance?
I believe so. I've been keeping her up on what we're doing, so I believe she'll plan that.
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations again. Department presentation, we have none. Administrative report, law director.
It's good to tell you the first time I met John Clare. What I'm going to say. After a St. Mary's Painesville Immaculate Conception 8th grade CYO football game, somebody threw a cup of hot chocolate onto Mrs. Clove, the mother of the Mayor Clove, North Prairie Village. Those of us in the St. Mary's bus piled off and got into a fist fight with the members of the Immaculate Conception team. We needed to be the perpetrators of the event. The person that I squared up with was Councilman Clare. It's just called a draw.
City manager, you got that.
Yeah, I got that, so I have nothing to report.
Correspondence of council.
The next regular council meeting will be held on Monday, February 4th at 7:30 p.m. The Painesville Recreation Department is hosting its 15th annual chili cook-off on January 26th from 1 to 3:30 at the Painesville United Methodist Church. Story time with council is on Wednesday, February 6th at 6 p.m. in the courtroom. It's a free event for children. And then the Painesville Recreation Department is hosting a winter social for boys and girls ages 4 to 12 to attend with someone special in their life on February 9th at Morse Avenue. You can register and pay at the Recreation Department.
Nick, closing comments?
I just want to thank and just congratulate the Utilities Department, Brian, and also Monica. I had a couple calls this weekend, and they were quicker clearing out a street than I was clearing out my own driveway. So really appreciate it. And the residents all reached out and thanked me as well. So thank you guys. You look good. And also last Friday, the Downtown Painesville organization met with Heritage Ohio, and we did our accreditation process for the 2000, for the year we just went through, and we passed. The accreditation was received, and we received a bunch of good ideas from Heritage Ohio on how to make our organization stronger and proceed into the future. So that's all from me.
Jim?
Ditto what Nick said, and then just want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I know it's a little bit colder and windy, and appreciate the time that you're putting in.
Thank you. Christine?
I really want to commend Public Works. It was great. I left when it was very snowy. I decided I probably didn't have enough bread for the weekend, so I decided to go out to the store. So when I took Jackson Street, I decided to head to Aldi's first. The minute I crossed out of Painesville into Painesville Township, they hadn't even been out yet. So you guys are fabulous. Millmore was a skating board. So anyway, thank you very much. Also, I have an entry in the chili cook-off on Saturday, so I expect you'll all come, and I got a little scoop, and I'm going to scoop it out for you. And thanks for showing up.
Great. Tom?
I'd like to congratulate our new chief, our new firefighter, and all those firefighters who received the awards this evening. I'd also like to remind council, the administration, and our residents that February 4th will be my last council meeting for the next 2 months, and I apologize in advance for any inconveniences. That's it.
Great, thank you. Just want to remind everybody that Harvey's basketball team is playing this Friday at 7:30. It's a home game against West Geauga. Hopefully they'll be 9-0 then. Right now they're #1 in the league. Also want to congratulate the chief and the department on their awards tonight. And I'm also going to be in the chili cook-off. I think this is my 5th year. I didn't win 1 year, but I lost 4 other years. Anyhow, so please, I hope to see you guys there, and hopefully maybe some of the council people. That'd be great. Don't worry, I got special chili for you guys. And at this moment, can I get a motion?
I'd like to excuse Abe Jenkins from our meeting.
All in
So
favor?
you need a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carried. And I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.